was growing up, we would always make baked beans every winter. We would make around 50 quarts and can them. I have not made any since I left Amish, so today we're gonna do that. You need dry navy beans, and you want to sort them to make sure there are no bad ones in them. Then we're gonna add some cold water and put it on to boil. And we're just gonna simmer those beans for a little bit, and then we have to take them off the heat and let them set for an hour in the hot water. Once that hour is up, you need to drain them again. I'm gonna drain them in this sieve. And just opening this pot reminded me that I should probably warn you that if you make these and you boil the beans in your house and someone walks in and asks why it smells like farts, then the beans are the reason. You also want to rinse these again after you drain them off, and we're gonna put them back in our pot, and we're gonna add fresh, clean water again. Now these go back on the stove to boil until they're almost tender. Now once your beans are almost tender, we're gonna take them off the heat and we're gonna drain them again, but this time you want to make sure you keep your water. Once you have your beans drained, take a Dutch oven or a baking dish. Just dump them in there. Then here I have some ketchup. I'm going to add some barbecue sauce to measure it out. And this is not my favorite barbecue sauce. I prefer homemade, but I don't have any right now. We're going to add those two in here. Then we're going to add some chopped onion, add some salt, some black pepper. You can also do red pepper if you want, but that will make them a little bit more spicy. We're going to add some mustard, add some apple cider vinegar. We're going to add some maple syrup. Then we're going to take some scissors and cut in some uncooked bacon. You can also add ham cubes to this, but I'm not a big fan of store-bought ham. Now we're just going to mix everything together, and this is already smelling really good. Now we're going to cover these and we're going to put them in the oven on a low heat and slow bake them for a while. And you want to make sure you stir them occasionally, and if they get too thick, add a little bit of your water that you drained off. Well, it has been a while, but these things are finally done. I am so happy with how they turned out. The color is beautiful and the whole house smells like barbecued bacon beans. I don't know if you remember how many beans we had at the beginning of this video, but they expanded quite a bit because this is a little over a quart of beans. And I did end up adding a little bit of that bean water just so it has the consistency that I want. If you want them a little bit more stiff, then you can just not add that. And since we can eat these hot, let's taste them right away and see if they're good. Now, in my opinion, this would be the perfect thing to make if you're out camping or something and you want to slow bake something. And you can also see how the beans changed color. Oh yeah, they are so good. I have not made these by myself ever, and I am so happy with how they turned out. The last time I made them was at home when I was still Amish with my mom, which was a lot of fun, but it was not by myself, so I couldn't be proud of making them by myself. Now imagine multiplying this recipe several times to get about 50 quarts of beans, because that's what we used to do. And we would often eat these with mac and cheese or mashed potatoes or noodles and chicken or something like that. It's actually a very common thing among the Amish. If you have company Sunday evening for supper, you make noodles and fried chicken or bologna, usually canned bologna, and these beans. This full recipe is in my Amish cookbook with 120 more recipes. This is under baked beans. And the cookbook is only available on my website, socialsbylavina.com. Enjoy!